Good evening, everyone. I'm Keegan Smith, and I'm here to discuss some business ethics. So first, what is ethics? Ethics is the principles, norms, and standards of conduct governing an individual or group. Business ethics is extremely important to not only the business, but also managers and employees within the business, because one unethical person can collapse an entire company. An example of this is the 2008 financial crisis, where a few managers, specifically in the financial department, were unethical, lying on financial reports, and it caused the company to collapse as well as the entire economy. So ethics is very important to anyone and everyone. Managers should be most focused with their ethical culture within their business. So there's two types of systems. There's a formal and informal. With a formal system, you generally have like the rules, the orientation, the guidelines. People know what they are, they're written down, and there can be consequences for those because it's written out word for word. On the informal side, you have more of individuals seeing others' behaviors. So you might have a manager saying, oh, you can lie on this expense report and it's okay, and the individual then thinks that this is ethical. It's okay to lie on an expense report. So they're learning these negative behaviors. So managers need to be very aware of what's going on around them and how their ethical actions affect everyone else, because one unethical person can spoil an entire company. I also think this is the hardest area for managers to manage ethically, because sometimes it's hard to see the unethical actions happening, such as lying on an expense report. You can't know they're necessarily lying unless you have a good system set up and individuals who will tell when something is not being ethically done correctly. So creating an environment where you can be rewarded for being ethical, such as getting paid to volunteer or something, will set up a great environment to promote positive ethical awareness. I personally would manage a company with a utilitarianism perspective, because I think you should do what's best for the majority of society, and that's what utilitarian is. It's doing whatever, creating an action that creates the best outcome for the majority of people. So if firing someone is going to help the entire company as well as the community, I think people should be doing that. And I would try my best to create an environment where individuals would not be afraid to tell on others who are being unethical. I think it's very important to get all that information out there, and being a manager is extremely hard. It's not going to be easy to create that environment, but I think if managers are constantly trying to improve upon that, they'll be able to succeed in their business. So that's some few tips and topics on business ethics. Have a good evening.